It's a pleasure to sit, first of all, with you, Tony, here, because I know that with Sinquefield Cup is coming, it's just nearby, and you are so busy with many things. So thank you for coming, first of all. And now that we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of Sinquefield Cup, it's important to kind of make sure, acknowledge the role which you played in this tournament. And let's say your passion to chess, your organizational skills made it clear that this tournament has high standards. So how can you reflect on this journey with Sinquefield Cup over those 10 years?
Wow. First of all, I found out that it was our 10-year anniversary of the Sinquefield Cup just a couple of days ago. I can't believe it's been that long, honestly. I still remember that very first event with just 4 players. We had Magnus and Levon Aronian against Gata Kamsky and Hikaru Nakamura. And for me, watching all of these great players come to St. Louis, growing the event from 4 players that year to 6 the following year, into 10 players, making the Sinquefield Cup a part of the Grand Chess Tour. I think I'm most proud of the fact that this is legacy building for the St. Louis Chess Club. What the Sinquefield Cup has done for St. Louis is establish it in the chess world throughout history.
Absolutely, but let's start from the very beginning. How it was actually done, how the first one appeared, and what was the inspiration for the first Sinquefield Cup?
The first Sinquefield Cup, we owe a debt of gratitude actually to Sunil Weermantree. Sunil is a chess coach himself, also known as the stepfather of Hikaru Nakamura. Sunil has been a great partner with the St. Louis Chess Club over the years, and he was traveling to a chess tournament where both Magnus and Levon will be playing. We reached out to Sunil and said, hey, we would love to get these guys to play in our first Sinquefield Cup. At the time, the name wasn't even the Sinquefield Cup. And so Sunil, while he was over there, had the opportunity to chat with both players and secure their commitment to play. So that, I would say, is how the first Sinquefield Cup came to be.
Wow, it's really interesting. I'm sure many people don't even remember how all this happened. And how do you see the tournament grown all these years from that event, the first one, until the one we have today, 10th Sinquefield Cup?
Looking through all of the Sinquefield Cups, it's interesting from the perspective of the broadcast, the arbiters, commentators, the crew that puts the event on, social media coverage, everything has changed about how we produce an event like the Sinquefield Cup. In those early days, it would just be a couple of commentators in the basement of the chess club, a couple of camera operators capturing all of the footage from both the playing hall and in the studio itself. And there were some hiccups in those early days. I remember when the stream would go down and everybody would be running around trying to figure out how to make it come back up. I would say that not just the professionalism for the chess players and that side of the event have improved over the 10 years, but I would say what the club has really done well has set the bar for chess broadcasting and chess coverage. Exactly,
and also we know that Sinquefield Cup is a part of the Grand Chess Tour, the big, the big tour, and what role it plays in the whole Grand Chess Tour, and from which moment actually it became the part of it?
The Grand Chess Tour started in 2015, actually. It was a partnership between the St. Louis Chess Club, the London Chess Classic, and our friends at Norway Chess as well. So there were 3 classical events that first year, no rapid, no blitz. The Sinquefield Cup is the one event that has been the mainstay throughout the entire Grand Chess Tour over its 8 years, I guess now. So the Sinquefield Cup to me represents kind of the bookend of the Grand Chess Tour season. It's a classical tournament that brings together all of the very best players in the world. And the players already know what their standings are from the rest of the Grand Chess Tour. They know what they're coming into this, and they know how hard they have to fight. And I think that produces some very exciting chess in the Sinquefield Cup.
Absolutely. As a technical director of the tournament for so many years, which challenges you had during all these years? Can you tell some interesting stories and some challenges which you had and you had to solve and you solved successfully?
I could write a book on the challenges that we have faced organizing major events like these. Things you wouldn't consider: geopolitics, the closing of canals, delayed flights, and weather in Norway can impact a chess tournament in St. Louis. I remember spending very late nights and very early mornings on the phone with the U.S. State Department and embassies and consulates around the world trying to help players get their visas. In fact, I remember one story specifically. I was with Jan Nepomniachtchi trying to obtain a visa to come to St. Louis. The U.S. Embassy was delaying and he didn't have time on his own. So I went with him in person to the U.S. Embassy in Croatia to try to obtain his visa. Unfortunately, we weren't successful that time, but I learned a lot about the visa process.
Absolutely, I can imagine. I've been through this process also many times, but thanks God, players are here, and Sinquefield Cup number 10 is next to the corner, on the next corner. So what are you expecting from this one?
This year's Sinquefield Cup, I think, will be one of the most exciting because it has some really interesting players in it. Guys like Richard Rapport, Jan Duda. These are some players that are right on that threshold. We see the Magnus Carlsens, the Levon Aronians, the Linnea Dominguez's. These are players that have been established in the top 10 and have won major events themselves outright many times. I think this is a really exciting time for chess because we still have those established players, and at the same time we have these upstarts that are really coming into their own. So I think this year's Sinquefield Cup promises to be a bloodbath across the board.
Absolutely, but what about the most exciting Sinquefield Cup for you personally? Which one was the most memorable?
So there was a year that Vishy Anand played the Sinquefield Cup. And I don't remember exactly which year it was, but driving into work that morning, I was driving just past the front of the chess club, and I saw Vishy Anand walking into the Starbucks. I have to admit, I almost crashed my car. I was so excited. I'm like, it's Vishy, it's Vishy. I had to calm down and realize, yep, he's going to play a chess tournament here pretty soon. So that was really exciting.
This is a funny story.
Probably the most exciting Sinquefield Cup for me would have been the one, I think it was 2017, where Fabiano went 7-0 in the first 7 rounds. Watching that performance and calculating the odds of him doing it again, and is he going to make it in round 5, and is he going to win in round 6, and will he win in round 7? The excitement building was really memorable. I
wonder who were all these people who were working behind the scenes all those years. Can you name, maybe not all of them, but those who survived for 10 years?
I think we might have to roll the credits if I'm going to name everybody, because it's going to be a long, long list. I say this at the opening ceremonies a lot to the players. They have a lot of contact with myself, or maybe with Rebecca, who's our event manager, Kelly Toll, who handles travel and hotels for the players, but they don't have a lot of interaction with the rest of the staff, literally dozens of people who make these events possible. From the front desk staff at the chess club who answer the phone and sell tickets and make sure that guests and members have access to the commentary, to the folks that actually produce the events, the Kevin Duggins, the Brian Adams, Marcus Batten, that are behind those cameras, that are configuring the devices and making them happen. Eric Arnson, who makes sure that the website and the technology is working properly. Leonard Otis, who makes sure the DGT technology works. It literally does take a village to produce these events, and we're really lucky to have a great team.
Exactly. So my last question, what do you think is the impact of Sinquefield Cup on the history of chess and the popularity of chess?
I think the impact the Sinquefield Cup has on the history of chess is still being made. I think what we're doing in St. Louis is producing great quality events. We've done it for 15 years, and I look forward to doing it for the next 15.
That's a great comment, Tony. All the best of luck in this, and all the best for the Sinquefield Cup, which is coming tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.